Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and this is issue 20 of building the Back to the Future Delorean, the time car. Everyone knows the Delorean from this. Nobody knew it before this, but now everybody knows the Delorean. So, in this issue, I shall be uh, making the intake manifolds and fixing screws. I have fixing screws to make in left air intake, the right air intake, the intake bottoms, and the intake manifolds. We're going to be building these things up and putting them onto the part that we built last time, basically. So yeah, easy bits, lots of screws, strange enough. And then it goes in there with even more screws. And yeah, that's what we're going to end up with. So let's have a look through the rest of the magazine first, and then we'll get to the actual building. The production diary, marathon shooting at its end, editing was well underway. New title sequence, yes, the title sequence with all the Doc's clocks, all being, is it half an hour out or something? They're not, because he's late. He doesn't realise he's late because he thinks he's on time because of this. Yeah, there we go. The clock tower, obviously, yes. They shoot everything at night. They don't have enough time. That's yeah, it's a movie about time. How can you not have enough time? Huey Lewis in the news. Yeah, legendary status, absolutely. Yeah, it just fit. I mean, obviously it fits because that's how it was. That's how you imagine it will be now. But yeah, I couldn't fault the music at all. Jailbird Joey, interesting bit part. And next time, the cylinder head covers and thermostat, which I shall be doing very shortly. But first of all, let's get on with this bit. I'll clear the bench and we'll get ready to go. Right, from last time, obviously the engine assembly. This time we've got a big bag of screws, all the same AP screws to use in all of this. The three bits, the bottoms, the tops and the sides and everything else. So I'm going to get a pile of screws out because I think we're going to be using most of these for this part of the build. Let's have a look. First of all, we are fitting, not those, we're using these. Are these the same? Do appear to be identical, so it doesn't matter which way round they go. The finish on those is not very good, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be internal anyway. And these all appear to also be the same, and I don't think it even matters which way round they go. So these are going into there, like that. Okay. They don't fit well. There's a lot of room around the outside of those, unless I'm doing it upside down. I'm doing it upside down. Let's turn that way around, like that. That fits in there a bit better. There's still a bit of wobble room, but not nearly as much as there was on the other side. So we've got that going into both of those, and those going into there, and indeed there. So let's get a screw, start, and see how this is going to go together. Now, I don't know which way round this is quite yet, so what I'm going to do is just get the screw in there a little bit, and then try and figure out from the picture. There's a narrow side, which is that end. So it goes across from that way. So what I'm going to do is get these in. I'll get them all the screws in on one side, I think, first. A little bit looser than the other. I'm just checking to see that these are in fact the same, because looking at it from certain angles, they don't look quite the same, but I think they are. Yes, it doesn't matter which way around they go. So that one is then going in there. Get that screw through there into that. Like that. Nice and loose, so we can play around with it and get it all lined up properly after the fact. Last one in that side. Easy. And then making sure you get the same side on the same side, so the thin part, not the thick part, lining up to each other. That's got to go in there. Let's turn it around that way to make it easier to hold for now, for the first bit. Close to being straight. Try that again, shall we? Once again, narrow bit, that's going in there like that. Screw's actually not holding onto the flat piece at all. It just goes through there, so it's very difficult, but more difficult than it should be because it's just a little bit all over the place. Let's then get that one there. Might be easier if I did them up a little bit tighter, but I wouldn't be sure that I was getting them in the right orientation, you know, the right, get them even. So let's get that one in there. Right, so now we've got all of it together, but obviously loose. So let's get one tightened down more. Even getting one tightened down should hold it all pretty tight. Not even close to being tight. It feels like it is. That's now secure. So let's play around and get that level. Then tighten up the rest, basically. Nice and easy. That tightened up on there. Then that one there. So this is stage 21. No, this is stage 20. I have received in this delivery, again, another 6 issues. But one of them is missing. So they've given me the next one after. So I've got 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and 25. Just to make things nice and easy. Looking ahead, it looks like I should be able to continue the build almost. There's a little bit in 24 that you need in 25 or the other way, I can't remember now. But it should be all right. But we'll see how it goes. Right, there's a groove and section, because these are different. Obviously, they only go one way around. It's got an R in there as well. So this is going on this side, like that, with 2 screws holding that in place. And I'm pretty sure you can guess what happens on the other side as well. Let's get both of these in and tighten down. I've got no idea at all. I know it's the intake manifolds, but I don't know anything about cars and engines to find out exactly what this does, what it means, how it works, anything about it at all. There's obviously something being taken in, and whatever it is that's being taken in is then manifolded. I don't know exactly what. I hear about air manifolds and air intakes and things, but I don't know if that's what this is. I don't know, say, what these parts actually do to anything. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. Well, we'll probably never figure it out because it's obviously not an actual working engine. But it will look good, whatever it is. So there we have that there like that. Let's turn my page over so I can see the next step. The next step is getting it into place on there with 4 more screws. I was 1 screw out. That's not bad at all. I'm quite impressed that I was that close. Quite a few spares in there, obviously. Right, so this is then going, get that way round. But this then goes on there that way round, that way up. Okay, yeah, so we've got the 6 slots there that fit into. Very silvery, very chrome. I'm sure that's correct, but for some reason I only got 4 screws out. I need 6, so there are less screws, and I was further away than I thought. So basically, each of those 6 is held in place. It's a bit of overkill. I'm sure 2 screws would have held this in place quite securely, but We're using 6, fair enough. Assume it's just to cut it out and make it feel a little bit more substantial than it really is or really needs to be, but we don't mind. We're fine. And that over that way. Get that one in. Pretty sure everything has lined up okay, but as ever, don't tighten everything down until everything is in place. One in, and the last one in place, and then I can tighten it all down and we'll be done. Ready for the next part of the build, which I think, looking ahead a little bit and looking at the parts supplied, might well be attaching this to the rest of the engine that we've already completed, because this is the engine top. That will mean pulling in the bigger part of the engine very, very shortly. Go, that's that one. That's that one. And the final one, tightening up in there. And that is what our finished assembly should look like. It does indeed look a bit like that. Quite like that. It's got lots of silver on going on. I'm not sure about weathering this as yet. I might well be doing something, but I'm not entirely certain. I haven't decided. But that's that for now. Thank you very much for watching. I shall see you very shortly for the next part, the next stage. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.